The Cardano ecosystem is receiving some much needed liquidity following a partnership with one of the biggest market makers in the space. In addition, the market maker will be making venture investments directly into Cardano projects, which should hopefully boost the visibility and adoption of the ecosystem. As a part of today's video, I want to dive into all the details about this brand new partnership. What's up, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. Today, we're talking about Emurgo's latest partnership with GSR. They're a market making platform or a market maker. And what they basically do is buy tokens for anybody who wants to sell them, but then they also sell tokens to anybody who wants to buy them. Their job is to basically make the order books for a particular asset, in this particular case, Cardano, as deep as possible to make the trading experience as efficient as possible. Now, as a part of today's video, we're going to talk about what this partnership actually means. We're also going to talk about the fact that GSR will be making some venture capital investments into different projects here in Cardano. And then last but not least, they'll be supporting different educational initiatives, providing more content to anybody who's looking from the outside in, trying to join the Cardano community. As always, if you guys do enjoy updates like these, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more content, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, then make sure to leave them down below. Now, I want to take a minute here just to congratulate the entire Emurgo team. This particular announcement with GSR is on the heels of their partnership with Huawei. Now, they're a global infrastructure provider, very similar to Amazon Web Services or Amazon AWS for anybody who's within the United States region. Now, we've already seen Huawei deploying their own Cardano node. They've also now added support, right, for anybody who wants to build a Cardano node using the Huawei software. Last but not least, we're going to see Huawei opening up their marketplace to the entire Cardano community, while also providing developers different access to resources that they currently hold. So we've had two pretty big announcements here coming directly from Emurgo within about a month. And I personally don't think that this is the end. I know that there's a lot of other things that we should be expecting to hear a little bit more about when it comes to partnerships, expansions, and just new collaborations, right, with outside partners. So that said, let's jump into the article here touching on GSR. It states here, we're excited to announce our next step to support the expansion of the Cardano ecosystem through a strategic relationship with GSR. Now, they're the first crypto market maker to receive a digital payment token service license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, or MAS for short. I'm going to dive into that here in just a moment. But before we do that, let's talk about sort of what this partnership means specifically with GSR. Jumping over to the official article, it reads, Emurgo, a blockchain technology company that facilitates the commercial adoption of Cardano, has announced a strategic relationship with GSR, the global cryptocurrency trading firm and liquidity provider. Now, this relationship will include the provisioning of deeper liquidity and market making within the Cardano ecosystem, the identification of venture investment opportunities in Cardano projects, which I think is huge here because there's a lot of really great projects that just need additional funding to get to that next level. Third, we've got increased user interoperability of Cardano projects. Now, I'm not sure if this means interoperability between Cardano and ecosystems or projects outside of the ecosystem, or if they're just talking about helping to boost the interoperability between projects already built on Cardano. So this is actually one thing I'd love to get a little bit more clarity on, is exactly how they plan on increasing interoperability. But then, of course, the big question as well with the market making and liquidity provisioning, exactly how much liquidity will they provide? And will that be directly to projects, or will that be for DEXs or even centralized exchanges? Now, we'll take a look here at GSR's official website here in just a second to highlight some of their existing partners and just to get a better understanding of all the services that they provide. Now, last but not least, GSR will be working with Emurgo to jointly promote Cardano education-related initiatives. In closing, collectively, these activities will support the continued expansion of the Cardano ecosystem and also further raise the visibility of Cardano as a blockchain platform to onboard more developers, businesses, users, and other stakeholders. Yes, Cardano definitely needs developers. We've already started onboarding a few more businesses. We've also seen with Project Catalyst funding round number 12, the inclusion of the RWI category, which will be targeting tier 1 adoption of bigger players, right? So platforms, for example, like GSR, like Huawei, Google Cloud, whatever the case is, This is exactly what we need. Bigger businesses bringing a lot of their customer base, or at least exposing a lot of their customer base to Cardano. Now, last but not least, it does talk a little bit about the fact that GSR has recently received the Digital Payment Token Service License, which is the first ever awarded to a market maker from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, or MAS for short. Diving a little bit deeper into that particular license, it states here that GSR now holds Singapore's Digital Payment Token Service License, which authorizes firms to buy and sell digital payment tokens, which is basically what their government calls crypto. Now, in addition, this particular type of license is not always provided to liquidity providers and market makers. Now, this is the first ever license that has been given out to a market maker, which obviously puts GSR in the front running for additional customers, right? Or at least additional expansion within Singapore. Now, Singapore is also one of the fastest growing areas when it comes to support for crypto, right next to the UAE. Okay, so jumping back over into what GSR actually does, we've got their market making service page here. Now, it highlights a couple of things. Number one, and probably the biggest and most important here, is their robust liquidity, which is used to spread and make the order book a lot more efficient for sellers or buyers of a particular asset. In addition, they boast over 60 plus exchange integrations, which is obviously huge. Dealing with Cardano specifically, imagine being integrated into more centralized exchanges, making it easier for anybody who wants to trade ADA, the ability to do so. Now, last but not least, it talks about deep liquidity provisioning across both centralized and decentralized exchanges. One thing that they don't mention here is the actual amounts again. So that is sort of like my biggest next question is, how much liquidity do we see coming in here from a big player like GSR? Now, if I scroll down towards the bottom here, they talk about some of the benefits of market making, which increases market liquidity and the order book depth. It also mitigates dramatic price swings, and it more efficiently spreads out the bid-ask spreads. Now, as we get ready to close out today's video, I do want to quickly highlight some of the portfolio investments that GSR has already made, which includes Ethereum, Reserve, EMX, CoinList, Midchains, The Graph, Curito, LimeWire, and Safe, just to name a few. So it states here, GSR is an active, multi-stage investor in more than 100 leading companies and protocols, building the future of finance and technology. We form long-lasting relationships or partnerships with our portfolio companies through our suite of services and our global team. So Cardano finally getting some much-needed liquidity. Again, imagine some of that liquidity, whether it's a couple of millions or hundreds of millions, going to stable coins, for example, like USDM, or even DeFi protocols or DEXs already built here in the ecosystem. So this is exactly what we've needed. And again, I don't think that this is the end of partnerships coming out from Emurgo. That'll do it here for today's video. I hope you guys learned something along the way. If you did, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. It really does make a difference here. It helps to get this content out to other members within the growing Cardano community. If you want more content breaking down and following the Cardano ecosystem, consider subscribing to the channel. And last but not least, if you have any questions, then make sure to leave them down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.